The Christ Church story begins in 1986 with David and Marlinda Ireland and 6 other people. The Irelands are consumed with a lifelong, God-given vision to build a church that welcomes people from every different background, race, ethnicity, and culture. Today, Christ Church is that church with over 9,000 people from over 70 different nationalities. For the first 8 years, our rapidly growing congregation led a nomadic lifestyle, meeting in catering halls and hotels. But in 1994, that season finally came to an end when we purchased this historic 900-seat Romanesque Cathedral in Montclair, our East Campus.
Our emphasis on racial reconciliation, healthy families, and thriving communities attracted more and more people. After years of praying and many seasons of fasting, in June 2009, we held our first worship service in Rockaway, a sprawling 107-acre picturesque location that we refer to as our West Campus. We officially became a multi-site congregation, one church in 2 locations. Now, a regional magnet for people hungry to connect with God, our pastors and leadership team grew to manage both campuses as our weekly ministry and families also blossomed, with an emphasis on engaging and serving the community through our local events such as our Tri-County Fair, a fun-filled family event in the region that attracts nearly 15,000 people.
Our church is known regionally and globally as a church of prayer as we constantly endeavor to answer Jesus' stated desire to be a house of prayer for all nations. The School of Prayer, a global learning center teaching people how to pray more effectively, was birthed at Prayer Fest, our annual one-day prayer festival that attracts several thousand locally and tens of thousands to over 60 countries around the world.
We're gripped with the reality that the good news of the gospel must have a global impact that is felt beyond the church's 4 walls. You'll find us serving in countries like Spain, Nicaragua, Uganda, India, Morocco, and even South Korea. We also have a local focus where we work with mayors and governors. One of our major local efforts is being the head of an interfaith advisory council, and also the development of the Abigail House, which is a 20-bed facility which offers physical, psychological, and spiritual support to women and their children who have been survivors of domestic violence. Our goal is to serve people within the community, in fact, to meet people at the hardest moments of life and to show them God's love. And we do this throughout our entire community.
Our members and volunteers are always seeking ways to be God's hands and feet at home and around the world, from feeding the homeless to providing disaster relief in the hardest hit areas of the world. We spread the good news across the globe through our CC Global missions.
Through our student ministry named Quest, we focus our efforts into reaching and serving the next generation by making an eternal difference in students' lives from birth through college. You'll find us here on the weekend creating an amazing worship experience for kids, and you'll also see us on college campuses answering the hard questions about the Christian faith. And this connects with local and international students during their collegiate studies.
And our approach to love-fueled family ministry seeks to come alongside of you wherever you are in your life's journey.
Christ Church is a Jesus-centered community, and we always want to invite you and your family and friends to experience Christ with us. In fact, our mission statement is that we exist to unite people to God and people to people. When you come here, you'll quickly discover, like so many others,
I am Christ Church.
Yo soy Christ Church.
미어라 Christ Church.
저는 Christ Church 다니는 교인입니다.
Eu sou Christ Church.
Moi c'est Christ Church.
Jestem Christ Church.
Yo soy Christ Church.